Hey, Period 6. This is going to be a video review for the upcoming test class on Thursday for review. So I'm going to make this recording. You can use it for over the weekend. Monday, we'll do more review. Tuesday, your test. It's a tough test, so you better pay attention. This is helpful. This will cover all the tests. Now, up front, I used AI. I just plugged my test into AI. I said, please change the questions around, but give me all the same type of questions. So this will cover everything. So please pay attention. I will also post a old review video if you want that too. All right, first one. The first section of the test is basically a lot of conversion and math. So first part, I want to convert this into to an exponent. So because I have a little 5 here and I have a little 4 here, what happens is these two numbers are used for my fractional exponent. So it's going to be x to the 4th power over 5. Once again, x to the 4th power over 5. The number in the little check mark becomes the denominator, and the number that's the power becomes the numerator. It could have also looked like this. This will also result in the same thing. So both are valid, okay? Number 2, y equals 5 over 2. We're doing the reverse. Since 2 is the bottom, that's going to be in my little square root. But because 2 is automatically assumed, whether I write a 2 or I don't write a 2, that's the same thing. Y to the 5th power. You could also write it as square root y to the 5th power. Remember, the 2, whether you see it or you don't, it's going to be assumed a 2. So both of these answers are good. All right, time to break down. Square root of 48. So the square root of 48, I got to break it down. So I'm going to do 12 and 4, 4 and 3, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. So I get a pair of 2s and a pair of 2s. So one pair of 2 gets to leave, and another pair of 2 gets to leave. So that becomes 2 times 2 on the outside. Left over on the inside is only this 3. So because that's left over in the 3, that's in here. We actually multiply, so 2 times 2 divided square root 3 is 4 root 3. Next one for number 4, cube root of 54 degrees. So cube root means I'm going to need a 3 of a kind to circle. So 54, I can break it down to 2 and 27, 9 and 3, 3 and 3. In this scenario, I have a 3 of a kind of 3s, so that gets to leave. Since I'm drawing one arrow, that's only 1 3 that gets to leave. So 3 on the outside, little 3 in the root, and whoever's left in the inside, in this case it's just a 2, is left inside, 2. So the final answer, 3 cube root of 2. Okay. Number 5, we're going to evaluate this one. There's 2 ways to do it. You could do it by calculator or by hand. So first thing I'm going to do, instead of making a big number, I'm going to move the 2 on the outside, which means now it's just 27 on the inside. And now I'm going to break down 27, 3 and 9, 3 and 3. So all the 3s get to leave, and there's nothing left over. So it becomes 3 to the 2nd power. Because it's 3 to the 2nd power, I do 3 times 3. That equals 9. The final answer is 9. Or a second option you could do is you take your calculator and plug in 27 to the power of 2 over 3. If you plug that into your calculator, you will also get 9. So if you know how to use your calculator, use it to your advantage. All right, number 6. It's going to be the square root of 6 times the square root of 15. When you multiply roots, you can multiply the insides. So 6 times 15, square root 90. Now I need to break down 90. To make your life easy, you know two numbers, it already multiplies to 90, 6 and 15. And from there, I'm going to break it down, 3 and 2, 3 and 5. So in this scenario, 3s are good. So I circle those. That's going to go on the outside. Leftovers, I see a 2 and I see a 5. So that's going to go on the inside. So it's going to be 3 root 2 times 5. Or to clean up completely, 3 root 10. So the final answer for that one is 3 root 10. Next one, number 7. We're going to combine like terms. Lucky for me, 10 root 3 minus 4 root 3. The roots are the same. Since the roots are the same, I can just combine it. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 root 3. Now, number 8 is a little bit more tricky. I might have to clear this out. No, I'll leave it there. Number 8. I'm going to have to add, but in order to add, I have to simplify these guys first. So root 12 plus root 75, I'm going to break down to 4 and 3, 2 and 2. Pair 2 goes on the outside, so this becomes 2 root 3. 75, I'm going to do 25 and 3, 5 and 5. To go on the outside, so it's going to be 5 root 3. Because it's 2 root 3 plus 5 root 3, I could combine that together and make 7 root 3. So sometimes you got to simplify first to be able to add. And the last one over here, number 9. Number 9 is going to be root x to the 5th times root x to the 9. Now, understandably, you're probably looking at this and you say, Mr. Tobel, there's no numbers here. What do I do? So here's what you do. First off, I'm going to convert these to fractions. So this matches the actions we did over here, where we convert the fractions into square roots and square roots to fractions. So I'm going to rewrite this as x 5 over 2 times x 9 over 2. Now you need to remember multiplication rule of exponents. The multiplication rule of exponents is when you multiply, you add the exponents. So 5 over 2 plus 9 over 2. You also need to remember how to add fractions. When you add fractions, you just add the tops, assuming the bottoms are the common denominator. So 5 plus 9, 14 over 2. Wait a second, 14 divided by 2 is 7. So your final answer, after doing all that math, is x to the 7th power. Next one, number 10. We're going to solve this one. So x squared equals 121. X squared equals 121. When you solve for a square, you have to square root both sides. So when you square root both sides, it becomes x equals the square root of 121. You could break it down if you want to. I'm just going to be upfront. It's 11. But when you square root on both sides, you need to add a plus minus because it's either positive 11 or negative 11. Talk about 11. Question 11. Solve for square root x equals 12. Well, this is the reverse. I have a square root of 12x, so I'm going to square both sides. That's going to get rid of the square root here. And I do the square, 12 times 12, or 144. So your answer is 144. Remember, only when you square root both sides, you do the plus or minus. Over here, x cubed equals negative 64. I'm going to cube root both sides. So it's a little root 3 inside. So I have to cube root. You could break down 64. I'll do it quickly. 16 and 4, 2 and 2, 4 and 4, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. So I have a pair of 2s here. I have a pair of 2s here. Oh, I'm sorry, not pairs of 2s. I need a 3 of a kind 2, and I need a 3 of a kind 2. So, because I have a 3 of a kind 2 and a 3 of a kind 2, both of these are going to go outside. 2 times 2 is 4. Because it was negative, it would be x equals -4. Remember, I did not square root, I cubed root, so no plus or minus needed. Next one, number 13. X minus 5 is the cube root of 8. I'm sorry, it's cube of 8. So we're going to cube root both sides. Break down 8, 4 and 2, 2 and 2. This cancels out the 3 over here. I have a 3 of a kind 2, so that goes on the outside. So it's x minus 5 equals 2, plus 5, plus 5, x equals 7. So your final answer is x equals 7. All right, last part is the function stuff. So right on the top, I always have to give you some functions. So here's our 3 functions. So the first one, it says f of 6. So I look at f of 6, and every x in f will become 6. So 2 times 6 plus 7, 12 plus 7, 19. Next one, h of 3. So I got to plug in 3 for every x I see in h. So it's going to be 3 squared plus 4. 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 4, 13. I have a 4w here. Because there's a 4w, I plug in a 4w into G. So that becomes 5 times 4w minus 3, which becomes 20w minus 3. I cannot combine this, so I am done. Next one, I have 3x plus 2 in my f, which means I'm going to plug in exactly what I see, 3x plus 2 into the x. So it's going to be 3x plus 2 plus 7. Let's distribute the 2. 6x plus 4 plus 7. Combine like terms, 6x plus 11. Next one over here, h of 2 plus g of 1. So I want to figure out both separately. I'll use different colors. I want to figure out both separately. So first, h of 2, which is 2 squared plus 4. And then g of 1, so plus g of 1, which is 5 times 1 minus 3. So 2 squared is 4. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 minus 3 is 10. So the final answer for that one is 10. Number 19. Let's use green. Number 19, we're going to do this composition. So it's g of f of 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is the inside, which is not just the 2, is the f of 2. So f of 2 is I'm going to take and plug in 2 into the f. So 2 times 2 plus 7. That's going to be 4 plus 7, or g 11. Now I have G11. I'm going to take 11 and plug it in for the X over here in G, because this letter is G. So 5 plus 11 minus 3. 55 minus 3, 52. That's one, number 20. F of G of X. So the first thing I'm going to do is replace G of X with what G of X is. Or another way you could think of it, I'm going to plug in X for every X, which doesn't really change much, but that's okay. So 5X minus 3. Now I'm going to take 5X minus 3 and plug it in every X for F, because I have an F on that side. So it's going to be 5, 2X plus 7 minus 3. I'm going to distribute 10X plus 14 minus 3. Then 14 minus 3, 11. So 10X plus 11. I'm looking at some of these answers. Some of these answers are wrong. So just match the answers I made here. Good luck on your test.